Hey friends, welcome to the channel. If you like gaming and want to learn Spanish, French or English at the same time, or if you sometimes have a lack of motivation when it comes to learning languages, you found the right video. Los geht's! My name is Dustin and I'm an IT project manager from Germany. On this channel we create content that helps us to be more productive, to learn new things, especially languages, and to live a happier and more fulfilling life. Today we'll be exploring the synergies between gaming and language learning, specifically using the game Pedro's Adventures in Spanish. Note that there's also the same game available in French and English. We'll start by doing a quick recap on why gaming and language learning make such a great combination. I will give you an overview about this game and provide you with a live demonstration of how you can also use it to improve your language skills. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion and recommendations for using games as a language learning tool. Let's dive into today's... wait, you know what's next. Let's have a nice sip of coffee. Let's dive into today's topic. Language learning can open up new opportunities and challenge your brain, but maintaining motivation for the long-term journey can be a challenge. As I always say, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint, and to help you with that, you can enter the world of gaming where the attributes of games and language learning complement each other perfectly. With the right approach, games can serve as an excellent resource for language learners. They offer the chance to immerse yourself in a foreign world through engaging stories and use rewards along the way to keep you motivated and track your progress. Whether it's through levels, experience points, or other markers of progress, gaming provides a fun and interactive way to practice and improve your language skills. However, it's important to remember that games should not be relied on as your only language learning resource, but rather used as a supplement to other methods. If you're interested in learning more about this topic, check out my video on the subject for a deeper dive, and I will link it somewhere here. Let me quote the official description of the game from Steam here. So you've learned some basic Spanish and you're ready to be immersed in a Spanish-speaking world of adventure? Then take control of Pedro as he travels across the kingdom, solving puzzles, making friends and defeating monsters. His journey to save the princess mirrors your journey into learning Spanish. The game Pedro's Adventures in Spanish is entirely in Spanish, without any translations, making it useful for language learners of any native language. It uses simple Spanish for interface, dialogue and narration, and includes images and animations to aid understanding of gameplay and objectives. Unlike a classroom, the game does not include quizzes or word matching exercises, but instead provides a fun and challenging immersion environment for language learners to practice and learn Spanish in a similar way to how we learn our native languages. In addition to being an immersive language learning tool, Pedro's Adventures in Spanish is also a point-and-click adventure game, which means that players must solve puzzles and interact with characters and objects in the game world to progress through the story. The game retains all the classic characteristics of point-and-click adventures, such as exploring different locations, collecting items, and interacting with non-playable characters. It's a single-player game that supports only Spanish, but there's also a French version called Pierre's Adventures in French and an English one called Pedro's Adventures in English. Note that you have to buy each one separate. It allows for task-based learning because you are using Spanish to progress through the story and accomplish the different quests. Further, you can train your reading comprehension by following the story through the different dialogues, while at the same time also train your listening comprehension, because the whole game is narrated by native speakers of Spanish, French or of course English. I have to mention that though that it's Latin American Spanish, that isn't a problem, but you have to keep it in mind if you want to build a different accent. It does not include exercises to train your speaking skills, but you could in theory repeat everything that's being said to train your accent and build up some active vocabulary. Further, there's no writing involved, so you can work on that playing the game. Also, You should have a basic level of Spanish to have an idea what the first words mean, etc. I think a solid, like a really solid A1 should be best in order to profit most from the game. Currently there's only Windows supported as a platform to play it on, but I hope it'll be more in the future. Alright, let's have a look at the game. As you can see here, we are in the main menu and everything is already in Spanish. So, as said, the whole game is in Spanish, or if you get the French one in French or the English one in English, of course. So there won't be any translations, so we have a full immersion in the target language. There's salir, which means leave. We have opciones. And there you can switch the volume of the music, volumen música, volumen global. And then this one is quite interesting. So texto sí. This means that we have, every time if someone says something, subtitles, and you can switch them off. So if you feel like the game is already too easy for you, you can switch them off to make it more difficult. Or if you have played through the whole game and you want to play it again, you can also do that in order to make it the second time a bit tougher and to learn even a bit more. Then you have that. Por defecto. I have no idea what that means or what that does. Okay. Información. That's like the credits. Okay. Aceptar. Then you can click on continuar. That's to load a save game.
Cancelar.
And then you can also click on nuevo juego, which means a new game. And that's what I would recommend to do right now. So, nuevo juego.
¿Cuál es tu nombre?
¿Cuál es tu nombre? How is my name or your name? Let's say test. Aceptar. Nuevo juego. And let's have a look at the intro.
Nos vemos pronto, papá.
¿A dónde vas?
Voy a caminar por el jardín.
Ah, bueno.
Pórtate bien.
Ja, no lo prometo.
Tengo una hija muy pícara.
Tranquilos, chicos.
So nicely made, right? Wow, what hair she has. Okay, that doesn't look good.
Lluvia?
Lluvia? Okay, lluvia is rain, I think. Okay, that's something evil. Looks a bit like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Hola, Pedro. Soy Pedro.
And here we go. Hola, Pedro. Soy Pedro. Seems like this is Pedro or Pedro. Okay, now it shows. We should go to top, and there you can see the different actions you can do, like in a regular adventure. Right? Okay. Can open. Like usar is using. There you have the different options you have. On top you have also, as you can see, is sed. So that's the blue one, and you have hambre. This means sed is thirst, and hambre is hunger. So we always need to make sure that those bars do not get empty. And in order to do that, you need to drink and to eat. Other than that, you have the typical stuff, as already
Caminar.
mentioned, caminar, that's walking, as the icon already suggests. And this is really cool because everything is in Spanish, but you can kind of guess what it's about. So since here there's a boot, you see a caminar, that has to be walking. Mirar, that should be an eye, so it has to be looking at something. Usar, that's a hand, so to do something. Hablar, there's a voice bubble, which means, or speech bubble, which means it's about talking. Item, I mean, or item, I guess, because it's Spanish, same word as in English. Objetos, objects, I mean, objectives. I mean, that's something that's easily translatable.
Objetos.
Objetos, but we don't have anything yet.
Salir.
Then you have misiones. There you would see the missions. Opciones,
Opciones.
that we already had a look on
Aceptar.
in the main menu. And now let's see.
Mirar.
Mirar. Ventana. So everything you hover over with your mouse, you can see what it is. And this way you can also pick up the language.
Qué lindo día.
And then you can look at it. For example, this is the window. We looked out of it. Window seems to be ventana. And he says, que lindo día. Sun is shining. It's nice outside. Día is day. What a nice day. Cool, okay. Here's another pintura.
Es una pintura del castillo.
Es una pintura del castillo. And that's pretty cool. So you have everywhere the language around you.
Usar.
Okay, let's... Oh, pan. Okay, that's bread. Let's take that. Okay.
Pan en inventar.
Pan and inventario. Okay, it's now in our inventory as it seems.
Usar.
Cajón.
Abrir cajón.
Cajón seems to be this. Okay. Ah, mirar. Now we should look
Mirar.
into it. We do that. Okay, there's something in there.
Usar.
Usar. And as you can see, every time I click on an action, it repeats it aloud. So if I click on usar, it says usar, and this way it really gets hammered into your brain through repetition.
Llave en inventario.
Llave in inventario. Dinero.
Dinero en inventario.
Dinero en inventario. Okay. And salir.
Salir.
Okay.
Usar. Necesitas la llave.
So, necesitas la llave. Okay. We already found it,
Objetos.
no? Ah, here it is. Now we open.
Abrir cofre.
Abrir cofre.
Mirar.
Okay, there's more stuff, so
Usar.
yeah, let's take what we can.
Botella en inventario.
Botella en inventario.
Usar.
Take also this.
Trofeo en inventario.
Trofeo en inventario. Okay, interesting. Now we got
Salir.
that. So what kind of trophy is that?
Objetos.
So let's see, I want to know.
Mirar. Para Pedro. Número 1. El mejor aventurero del mundo.
Ah, el mejor aventurero del mundo. The best adventurer in the world. Okay. Nice.
Es tu dinero. Tienes
Okay, we got un peso.
salir.
Salir. Okay, cool.
Usar.
Then let's see if there's something also inside.
Abrir arma.
Okay.
Usar. Usar.
Okay, now we are dressed. And yeah, I guess now we can go outside. So let's
Usar.
open the door and go outside.
Abrir puerta.
Abrir puerta. Okay, this means open door. Or obviously, right? So that has to be... Okay. Now we go
Caminar.
outside and proceed. And you always have those small tutorials inside that explain what you can do. That's pretty neat. Punto activo. Yeah, okay, I mean, always you have to click on something when it gets brighter. Okay, right click. So right click, you can switch between the actions. That's something that they have introduced only later because
Qué
they
lindo
found it
día.
has to be, because it had too much repetition if you always need to go to the top bar. But yeah. Ayuda. Okay, ayuda means help, obviously. But first, yeah. Now let's talk to her.
Hablar.
Emilia, ¿qué pasó?
Last click.
Pedro, tenemos un gran problema. La princesa está perdida.
Pedro, tenemos un gran problema. Tenemos, we, it has to be we have. Gran problema is clear, big problem. La princesa está perdida. The princess is lost or has gotten lost, something like that.
Dios mío, ¿la princesa está perdida? ¿Dónde?
Okay, the princess is lost where or has gone missing where?
No sé. Ella está perdida. Necesitas ir al castillo. Habla con el rey.
Okay, ich muss in Schloss ir al castillo, habla con el rey. With the to speak, hablar with the king.
¿Al castillo?
Castillo.
¿Hablar con el rey? Ándale.
Ándale.
Sí. Adelante, Pedro.
Sí, adelante, Pedro. Adelante. Go there.
Nueva misión. Hablar con el rey.
Hablar con el rey. Okay. And now we have our first mission. So you can click here.
Misiones.
Hablar con el rey. There you see what we need to do.
Salir.
And yeah,
Usar.
there's something. Roca. Oh, let's take that. Roca seems to be
Roca en inventario.
rock. Okay. Yeah.
Caminar.
Let's first go that direction. Yeah.
Vale. Necesitas regresar al castillo. Suerte, Pedro.
Okay, so we shouldn't go there. We will go there anyway. Hablar.
Hablar.
Hola, soy Pedro. ¿Quién eres?
Okay.
Soy el leñador. Estoy haciendo un nuevo camino.
Okay. Soy el leñador. So he's chopping wood. So probably he's wood chopper or something like that. Estoy haciendo un nuevo camino. He's creating a new way. Camino. Un nuevo camino. It seems. ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from?
Vivo en el pueblo con mi familia.
He lives in the small village or in the village with his family.
Dime algo sobre el señor Juliano.
Tell me something about the senior.
El señor Juliano siempre pierde sus gafas.
Okay, that seems to be the guy on the left. And he's always, siempre is always, pierde, to lose, sus gafas. So his glasses, that's why he can't see anything, that's what he's searching for.
Nueva misión. Gafas para el señor Juliano.
Okay, now we have the next mission.
Dime algo sobre la princesa. Ella está perdida.
¡Ay, no! Ella es tan hermosa y amable. Debes encontrarla.
It's really nice and we need to find her. Yeah, this way you progress through the game. So, and it's not as easy as one would think. So my main save game, currently I'm stuck. I don't know how to proceed, but that's fine. I mean, it's an adventure, so it's about puzzling and it's about trying out stuff, and I really like also like the challenge. Not only the challenge because it's in a different language and you're learning the language along the way, but also the challenge to really solve the riddles and to proceed in the game as it would be a regular adventure. And I guess this is a really good sign. If you completely forget at some point that you are playing a game that's in a foreign language, but you're just playing a game. And yeah, that I really like, and all the and that the language gets enforced all the time. I think it's really great, and I think it's underrated if you ask me. This game can be a great addition to your language learning if you're just starting out learning Spanish and have already some basic understanding. I really like that it isn't using any translations and thus allows you to fully immerse into the target language. At the same time, it doesn't feel like another language learning program, but like a real game, and it really hooked me and made me want to progress through the story. The simple language combined with spoken dialogues and lots of text makes it quite effective. It will provide you with about 10 to 20 hours of really pleasant language learning content. And since in order to learn a foreign language, we need to spend lots of time with it, this can really help you to do so. I hope that I could give you some inspiration on how to spice up your language learning and make it more interesting to keep you motivated in the long run. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have ever played this game and for which language, or if you plan to do so. And if you want to know other games that can be useful for language learning or a comprehensive guide on gaming for language learning, I've already made a video about that, or videos about that. Also, please make sure to leave me a like and a subscription to the channel, and to not miss anything going forward, click on the notification bell. Thank you very much for watching, and see you the next time.